Okay, people, here we have a debut EP on Disciple from Marcix, and not Disciple Roundtable, but the main Disciple label. This is really cool. Marcix, one of the most renowned, revered artists in the underground of dubstep. Bass music overall, to be honest. Really enjoying the artwork. Before we get into the music, we've got 6 tunes here, totaling just 17 minutes and 22 seconds, so most of them under 3 minutes, and we've got a couple that are over 3 minutes, which is cool. Big thing for Disciple as well to be dropping a project like this. But anyway, here we go. The EP is called Digital Reassurance, and the first track is called Hyperactive. Let's go. Let's get some hype for Marcix in the chat. Very nice gravelly texture to these darker, heavier sounds. Points there where I felt like the melody didn't have as true a direction in certain points here and there, but other points where it really gets you in the feels and kind of brings you along with it. Again, the texture, the graveliness mixed with the colour is a very cool combination. Ooh. Oh man, the detail on that. Oh, nice little lead in there. I do like that. I had to appreciate that transition. But just before we keep going with the EP, yeah, that was nice. Points for sure, I think, where it just felt a little bit lost melodically, conceptually, like it didn't have like a true idea behind it. But so many nice sounds in there, so many nice like bits of color, bits where the melody really did, again, like I was saying earlier, kind of take you along with it, and the general just mix of the sounds just it is delivered very well and like feels very nice on the ear. Not like a completely emphatic, you know, statement maker or anything like that, but just a good reintroduction to Marcix's sound. And if you haven't heard it before, then you're gonna know pretty well what it's about from that track. But next up we have the title tune. Bigs in the chat, bigs in the chat. Yep, that do-da-ba-da-ba-da-do-dum. Oh wow! Whoa, 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 okay. That's an interesting one, because usually I feel like I have to pause it when the drop first comes in, but that was like the development to a drop that's just taken me aback there. I had to pause it. Because that did fuck me up a bit in that little half moment. Really like how that's picked up, and we're gonna rewind on that biatch. Fucking hell, God. It's like old Skrillex, it's like old Virtual Riot, it's all kinds of artists just kind of meshed into one here, really. Again, I wouldn't say it's got like a particular idea behind it. It's just kind of throwing these sounds at the wall and kind of seeing what sticks. Like there is an order and a deliberateness to it, but there's definitely like this feel of like just putting sounds out there and seeing what works as opposed to having like an overarching concept or theme. Yeah, someone was saying earlier about the vocal chops. This has just got early 2010s bass music with a bit of a pace to it, just stamped all over it. Marcix bringing back that old flavour. I'm a big fan. Kind of like the opener, not like muddled, I'm not saying that, but there's not like a clear, catchy, infectious, memorable thing behind that tune. It's just you're kind of marvelling at it, marvelling at the Marcix for the sound usage, the throwing back and the nostalgia factor to it. There's a lot of snarls in there, there's a lot of growls in there, a lot of belches, a lot of demonic, robotic kind of touches, which are really nice. Brought together very effectively. Some of the flows are fantastic as well. It's got that lovely bounce and that weight about it as well. And I did pause it, don't forget I did rewind it, so there we go. Next up though, we have Midnight Justice with Eccentric in collaboration, who is in the chat. Definitely got a kind of Daft Punk disco-y, electro-disco-y kind of theme vibe about it. A little bit, you know, December in there as well, you know, with this flow. Ooh. Ooh. Yeah, the jazz flavor, the jazz influence, the off-the-wall kind of creativity of this one is very apparent, very much so. Yeah, I think this is my favourite so far. This one is grabbing me the most with the influences, the flow of it, some of these sounds. It's tying together the best for me, in my opinion, so far. That one actually reminded me a bit of Cat Rats by Skrillex, if you guys remember that. It can feel a bit arbitrary and a bit like, you know, just being in a jazz bar and people playing instruments just going at it, having no particular direction with what they're doing. But it had the mix of everything. It had like a bit of a conventional appeal to it as well, even with that. So really nice mix of stuff going on there with that one. Big ups to Eccentric on the collaboration. Good stuff with the mix of influences on that tune. Flows top notch. Next up we have Articulate. Oh my days. Oh my days. That's the one. That's the one. You know what we're going to do? Rewind on that, yeah. This is taking the EP in a completely different direction, like a much brighter, much sharper direction. This is where I like using the word hyperstep. I'm just gonna say it. You know, there's some kinds of dubstep that are far removed from what we know dubstep to be, you know, for the most part, and in a good way. You know, it's not a bad thing. It's just like it's so madly out. Is it slowing down? Mate, this song is wild. Yo, check this out. That's one of the best, most direct Space Laces imitations I've ever heard, in a good way. I'm not saying it's a bad thing, it's a good thing. That sounded very similar. I don't think anyone could deny that, and we're all a fan. We're all a fan of that, let's be honest. Everything is like super exciting, on its feet. The intricacy with the note placement was incredible, just so skittish and electric, giving you loads of energy. Big fan of that. The difference between the two drops, quite stark, and they're both very good individually by themselves. Yeah, that one for me is the exciting track of the EP so far, the one that's like properly getting you off your seat. Sonically, stylistically, showing us a different side to Marcix within the EP and doing it very effectively. That's a nice switch up for the EP at this point. Penultimately already, we have Gumptown, track number 5. Mate, stop, behave yourself. Behave yourself. Behave yourself. Rewind on that biatch. I know I've already heard it. It sounds better this time. Definitely sounds better within the context of the EP. Now I get it more. Ooh. Oh, mate, that's another great tune. That's another great tune. Those very fleeting trumpet sounds towards the end, the brass sounds, it gave it a little bit of a Sultan flavour, not gonna lie. But definitely still had that Marcix individuality about it. Very charming, very alluring. With a dee dee dee. For me anyway, in the first couple of tracks, we didn't get that much of that like refined musicality where it's like a properly catchy little hook or something that's really bringing you in. But now it's like really coming to the fore. This track, the one before it, this is another very good Space Laces kind of imitation in a way. You know, with one to go here, I'm kind of left thinking, damn, if we'd had these ones at the beginning just to give it that really statement making feel from the off, because the first two, they're a little bit at odds, I think, with what follows for the rest of the EP. They're not quite as concise and coherent for me anyway. But you know, going to be hearing it a load more times, so maybe they'll just make sense as openers for the EP as I hear it many times more. Following that, we have the closer, just short of 3 minutes. We have Loop Finder. Also, that last track, by the way, had one of my favourite samples. Bum ba ding ding ding. Oi, mate. Yeah, December vibes are big. This is sounding fantastic as a closer. It's got attitude, but it's got this like lightness to it and this fun to it that is just perfect as a closer, considering all the heavy stuff we've got before. It really is amazing to be hearing these sounds again, like 10 years later. Like, when was the last time that these sounds and this kind of track was popular? Let's be real here, let's be real. Really fun and colourful, joyous way to end the EP. Production, again, considering how much is going on, is fantastic. Just puts into context, I think, everything that we've got before on the EP, the heavier stuff, bubbly, bouncy, flowery, summery fields kind of vibe with a little bit of meanness in there. Like, lest we forget, it does have that December flavour kind of pushing it forward, which is great. But yeah, just a really nice way to contextualise all the heavier stuff, the meaner stuff that comes before it on the EP. And the EP overall is just really good. I mean, my big drawback at the moment is the opening two not being quite as concise with the melody making, with the idea making, even though that opening two kind of goes towards that kind of method for bringing the listener in. I just think the other ones are way more kind of effective and refined in doing that. But you know, there's a flip way of looking at that in that, yeah, okay, the opening two for the EP might not be like the most compelling, but the ones that come after it are just so bloody fantastic that they really push the EP forward in a massive way. And a lot of different sides to Marcix's style that we're getting here as well, lest we forget. Like, it's quite a showing of the Marcix sound across 6 tracks here. I like the track lengths as well. I think they're very good. They don't kind of overstay their welcome. Could have maybe got one that was, you know, well over the 3.5 minute mark, like going towards like over 4 minutes kind of vibe. That would have been good. But no, I think it is well cut, the EP, and just such a fantastic kind of hark back to the sounds that got most people, I think, myself included, who, you know, follow what I do and who are, you know, fans of what I do and have been following the music for the amount of time that I've been following the music. You know, we have a kind of similar appreciation for it. We all love these kinds of sounds. We love these kind of influences. We love vocal chopping readily being a part of bass music, you know, having so many sounds going on, the amount of, you know, growling sounds and snarling sounds, just, you know, taking ideas in different directions and being clever and off the wall with it. That's kind of what we want. We've had a lot of years of predictable stuff, but this just lobs so much into each space, into each respective space, each track that we get, each mini idea within each track, that is like, yeah, amazing. That's what I'm here for. That's the kind of excitement and energy and experimentation and ambition with sound usage that I love. Nice one, that. Digital Reassurance from Marcix, debut on Disciple. Let's fucking go.